It's like time has slowed down right now. January always feels like it's much longer. January always feels like it is much longer than other months or other times of the year. Sometimes February feels the same way. And maybe it is because we see that we have this whole new year ahead of us and December feels forever away. Or last year's December feels very close, right? And I do not see it so much as a bad thing. This idea or this feeling that we have all this time for us to do things, to lay things out, to plan things out, at least for the year, I see that as good because I've been able to accomplish so much as far as planning and preparing, and it is only January. That just goes to show how relative time can be, or time is, and some would argue that time is fake or not real. That is not what this video is about, and honestly, I do not really know what this video is about. I'm just going to lay out something that I've been doing recently. I started writing a lot of short stories or scripts as just a way to get the juices flowing, get these crazy ideas out that are not really connected to a particular story or a concept or something that will not help elevate stuff that I'm currently working on, but I feel it is important to get it out, right? Otherwise, it clouds the mind and becomes bothersome. But once it is already laid out, it could be something I could return to and implement to something in the future, right? 2 years from now, I think of this idea that I wrote out and maybe I see it as beneficial or helpful to that story. Typically, I'll find ideas on the internet or questions that people have. Usually they're goofy questions, but I think, could I make a story out of this idea or this question or this concept? And then I just write it. These are stories that will likely never see the light of day, but I have them, right? I have this collection of short stories or short screenplays just piling up in a drive. I read more screenplays than I probably need to, but a lot of it is trying to figure out the grabber, the part in the first 10 to 15 pages or first 10 to 15 minutes that will pull an audience and make them interested enough to invest more time, at least another hour, into your project, into your product. And I think that's very important because I'm just constantly studying these things, and that is what I do. And I watch a lot of movies. I go to the movies at least once a week, and I've already seen maybe 5 movies in theaters this year. And so I'm not counting the movies I have seen just chilling at the crib. Then there's the ending that provides a feeling or certain perspective on the whole film overall that the audience leaves with. And that is why it is just as important, if not more important. That is not to say that the middle is any less important than the beginning or ending. I just know the beginning is what you makes allows the audience to decide whether they're willing to invest so much more of their time, and the ending, the closer, is what they leave with. And maybe because writers recognize how important the ending is, so many struggle to provide such a great third act, or final act rather. I say third act because it's easy to split the concept or idea of a story into 3, beginning, middle, end. Oftentimes for movies, something feels forced or the ending feels very much rushed. Same with shows, especially if the show was canceled, they try to rush to the ending and try to give you just a closer. Atlanta, The Sopranos, Girls, great examples of shows that provide such a fantastic ending where it doesn't feel like this is a complete close to the journey or the life of these characters, but it provides the audience or the viewer closure. I am currently working on my 3rd pilot, as I probably said before, and working on the 2nd and 3rd episode of my first one, which I've also probably have told you already. Someone keeps pushing me to do storyboards because they say I need to, and I probably do, especially if I'm really trying to eventually start with shooting anything, whether it be my stuff or someone else's who also wants to get going on recording or filming rather. I'm very motivated, right? I'm very much ready to start something like that and take the next step beyond just writing. And it does not necessarily have to involve shooting my own stuff, but shooting someone else's, or at least seeing them or helping them with storyboards, editing their and proofreading their own content, preparing and being part of the process. And I want to also point out that honestly I lost my train of thought, so I don't know what I was trying to point out. Thing is, I'm also trying to be more consistent with my video uploads. Maybe not so much this channel, although I'm trying to give more on this channel. It's not so much a priority though. I do have another channel where I do movie reviews. That one I want to stay consistent with. I also want to, on occasion, provide some content for my other channel, Potential Has No Limit. So here I do want to record more, but this is not pressing. Oh my God. Just burping. Crazy. Anyway, writing is just one of the many things I intend on investing more of my efforts into, and not just sitting around and thinking about what I could do. And that's not a resolution. That's just something I've started about a month ago. And I've been doing pretty good. And I see myself I'm doing well. When I started in late November, I'd say late November, with the movie reviews, I've enjoyed them. I've gotten good feedback, and they're nice. I mean, it's something I already do. I watch movies, and I always have something to say about them because I have so much of an ego that I think my review is worth recording. I will say, for those of you who do have resolutions, who have made plans, their goals for the year, right? I know it's getting tough, right? Especially with January feeling as long as it does. I know that it starts to feel wonky, your resolutions. Maybe you've already fallen off, right? Or maybe you've slowed down a bit. But just know that just one day, if you went to the gym for just a day this year, and that was a resolution, if you stopped eating a certain food for just a week, if you started writing or recording something or started working on your art for just a day, you've done something better and you have improved. You are better than you were before that moment. My cousin made a good point. He said, just think about what small thing you could do to make you better than yesterday. For those of you that don't brush your teeth, brush your teeth. If you forgot to take a shower yesterday, take a shower. Yeah, not sure how to close this.